Hello and welcome to this moment, to this satsang, to this sweet little grace in the matrix of our lives. A moment where we can give ourselves full permission to be just as we are. Full permission for human to totally be here. Full permission for every concept of human, every interpretation of human, every dream of human, every sense of human. Full permission for every facet of mind to be here. It's such a sweet option when we discover the medicine of allowing ourselves to be just as we are. The medicine of recognizing the innocence of self-betrayal, the innocence of the internal wars that go on, the innocence of all the superimposed matrices we project onto ourselves and our loved ones and the planet and the solar system. Quite the net these minds weave and cast. And in satsang, we take a moment to notice, no matter how apparently big, how apparently convincing, how apparently strong, bewitched the spell of our descriptions. Ain't strong enough. In other words, it's as if a cloud is attempting to capture the sky. Awareness still free. Consciousness still free. Who we are still effortlessly whole, naturally here. So beyond all amazing definitions of benevolent, that the word benevolence doesn't make any sense. Allowing each emanation to notice for a moment how many thoughts have you had just today. How many different sensations, how many different feelings, how many different reactions. You can be on TikTok alone and you crying one moment, you're angry the next moment, you're laughing hysterically the next moment, you're turned on the next moment. It's all these. And in that amazing dance of phenomena engaged with itself, sometimes what gets overlooked is a beloved clay that walks through the door. Hello there, beautiful. Sometimes with all these, what innocently gets overlooked is, well, first of all, even just the screen itself, allowing all images to appear. And all these images are still just the screen. You're not actually seeing that thing. It's the screen appearing as that appearance, as that image. Same with this moment. Consciousness appearing as these appearances, but we're not seeing these things. It's still just awareness seeing awareness. Life seeing life. We could say the sacred with the sacred, reality with reality, infinite with infinite. This moment with this moment, life with life, regardless of the wondrous world of descriptive frameworks and conceptual frameworks, even the points of view of non-conceptual states, coming and going. A good clue that something isn't going to last is if it appears to be new in the first place. What that means is, let's say we have a profound spiritual essential experience of oneness, right? Maybe we're in an ayahuasca retreat, we're doing iboga, we did the toad less traveled, we're all about that bufo, and profound experience, and there's so much bliss and so much peace because we're so identified with body, this body that's tightly wound, and it's kind of like, we have this fear of being these robots. But we already exist as robots when we're constantly in a factory of sorting out positive, negative, and neutral, trying to regulate our system. We're already not allowing ourselves to be the wild, untamed, raw, radiant, indescribable aliveness that is this roaring moment here with itself. And so from that space, once we have an essential experience, it's like the factory stops. And it's like, oh my gosh, and then the body feels this relief. And so we associate peace with the body feeling peace. We associate peace with the mind feeling at peace, or the nervous system. And then we're constantly trying to chase that. It's like, it's a yo-yo effect. I still meet with beloveds who have sat with Osho and then sat with Papaji and have been on the spiritual path for years and years and years and years and years, decades and decades and decades. And their essential question is, what is this yo-yo? I notice and then I don't know. I'm totally at ease and at peace, and then it's all separation and all goes to shit, and I just want it to stay. I want it to like lock in. I want to just be this peace forever. And hopeless. Especially if we are attached to an image of what peace is. If we're attached to an image of what love is, of what freedom is, of what clarity is, all of that has its place. It's not throw that out the window. And in the context of satsang, this moment, the invitation is to notice what's the same in every experience. What isn't affected by the tides of mind or the tsunami of emotions. What's still just simply here, effortlessly here. I had a sweet chat this morning with a beloved during a session, and they discovered that they were bypassing simplicity by always searching for the big kahuna of spiritual experiences. And in a moment of noticing that, the innocence of that, there was this deep recognition of a rest that wasn't a rest that happened because of a realization, but a rest that just naturally is, because it's just its nature. You, as aware intelligence, are already at rest. You, as aware intelligence. So this aware intelligence, for a moment, notice what you're aware of, the contents of awareness, body sensations, energetic sensations, the atmosphere of this particular space, any particular smells, whatever it is you might be seeing, the story of it. And now bring your attention on just awareness, even as the eyes are apparently still looking. Just notice all these appearances come and go in the stability of unchanging aware presence. An aware presence is as ordinary and normal as your knee, as your belly button. Yes.
It's not like, because here he goes, here's the arising. It's like, it's not like nothing. It's not like you're like ding dong forever and ever. Like it's like you still arise. Like I'm like, you can still taste awareness even as the arising of speech and flow and romance and sex and
yes,
and feelings and like heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
All of it is just like, there's actually no problem with it. I mean, not really. Actually, if you can really kind of be with both awareness and the arising simultaneously.
Well, for a moment, notice.
Yeah,
is
no,
that something
I got
you
caught
have to do?
I know.
Is that something that?
Well, sometimes it's just. I feel like it's just happening more and more.
More and more obvious. I love that.
Yeah, like I'm. There's like a tuning into awareness around the thing that's got me verklempt or whatever.
Right.
Verklempt.
Verklempt. I love that word.
You know what I mean? It's German.
Yes. Yeah, a tuning into awareness. It's a beautiful practice.
And do you think that's still doing? There's still like a doing.
It's a sweet divine doing. to tune into awareness.
But
What
it's
a gift
accidental.
to even have the awareness of tuning into awareness is such a gift. It's so powerful. And that's a necessary unfolding until it's not.
Until it's not. Until it's just chilling out, bruh.
Right. It's chilling out, bro. It's like, oh yeah, there's a great outshining, we can say.
Yeah.
And then it's, instead of tuning into awareness in the presence of phenomena is revealed to be the exaltation of awareness, the announcement of awareness, the celebration of awareness, and inseparable from awareness.
But okay, can I just say one more but?
You
on
can say
this?
whatever the hell
Sorry,
you
girl.
want, beloved. Yes.
But you know, like last
better
week you were
tell me.
like, oh my God, like Gaza and shit. And like, well, I'm just saying, like, I know somebody who's like talking about murder, suicide. It's like,
Right.
I mean, is that inseparable arising of, I mean, I guess.
Well, mind will come in and say, oh my gosh, so dangerous that everything is awareness. Because then it's going to be like permission for all things to unfold, and there's no
Right.
guardrails. It's like,
I always come back here with you. But
I
yeah.
know, I so love that. And so this is just a mind coming into a strategy of survival for the ego.
Of mine.
These questions.
To check to see if it's safe, really safe.
Right. So innocent. And you know what's so fascinating is that the reason why I love the option of resting as what's already at rest and who we already have always been, who we are as this loving intelligence, is that we're available to meet whatever is unfolding. We're available, in other words, first of all, we're not showing up contributing to the suffering of the world. We're at rest. We're not at war with ourselves. And in that, we're totally available to be of support and to be of, so it's like we're accessing a spontaneous, uncontrived altruism, a spontaneous, loving intelligence that knows how to respond to itself, not bound to the past's idea of right and wrong.
Is that knowing, sorry to ask another question, but do you think that knowing's always like in the moment, or because there's so many brilliant people who are, for example, they'll work on a problem for a long time, a mathematical
cool.
problem or a physics problem or
cool.
an ethical problem. So it's not like it's just this spontaneous thing. They're committed and contemplating and really returning to a question mentally.
And it's
that
still
serves.
only ever this moment. So in the dream of things, it appears that there was another moment, but it's still only ever this moment. This moment is inescapable. This moment is in it. We may have a thought, I did this yesterday, but that thought is only happening now.
True.
So that's what's really sweet, is this moment meeting itself. It's kind of like we just recognize, oh wow, we've been entranced with this idea that it's safety only exists by relying on what I know. So we rely on mind to tell us what the right thing to do is and what we need to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a whole other bottomless source of intelligence available that's not limited to our story of what's happening or what should happen. That's not limited to our story of what the physics are or not are. That's not limited to these incredible pockets of information. And in that, you know, it's the proverbial mother lifting the car up with the child underneath it. In other words, limitless possibility in that space. That also includes all the sciences, all the taking your time with the dream of time. It's like doesn't interfere with any of that. So all of that is so welcome. And in the context of us being here, where I invite people to take a moment to get familiar with this presence is in the space of peace and well-being, right? So you can solve all kinds of problems and all kinds of things, and take your time with it and build something that takes years, the Taj Mahal, uh, all these different things. And that's just the dream, enjoying the dream. But when it comes to well-being and peace, it has nothing to do with anything being built or anything being taken apart. And that's a sweet little gift to notice. Like, oh wow, I don't need to actually in this instant do nothing, accomplish nothing, fix nothing, heal nothing, make peace with nothing, understand nothing, know nothing, realize nothing, to just be the peace that I am, to just exist as well-being. And then we notice, like, there's no atom out of place right here. There's no thought out of place right here. There's no energy out of place right here. This moment is the display of pure golden harmony.
Te amo.
Yo te amo a ti. Gracias. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. It's just so damn sweet. And I mean, it's so kind. Kindness is real. Kindness is an option. And kindness, lo and behold, is your very nature. There's no place safer in all the cosmos than you're right where you are-ness. How lovely that our bodies get to appear in the safety of who we are. In my experience, it's like, oh wow, look how everything has such good motherfucking karma. Such good, look, oh wow, look where it's appearing. And this loving luminosity of total acceptance. Everything allowed to have a full life, and everything allowed to have an honorable undoing. Which I'm thinking of the painting you shared with me with that written on it a long time ago. That's so sweet. Yes, you did. I have it in my guest room. It's so sweet. Yes, that was what you wrote. Yes. So sweet. But how fun. And even no matter how many times I say it, I've only said it now. Everything allowed to have a full life. Every blink so allowed to have a full life. And an honorable undoing. Everything allowed to have a sense of being born, conceived, allowed to grow, flourish, evolve, and allowed to find its rest in the release of any dream of it being something separate. No independent nature anywhere. All appearance empty of independent nature. And what I love about this, it may sound so fucking crazy and ridiculous, but all we're doing is inviting ourselves to recognize, oh my gosh, it's so sweet to just be totally limited and human. It's such permission for all the things. It's like we're finally available to actually listen to each other and love each other and hug each other and support each other. Our hands are available for whatever the hands may be engaged in. Our minds are available for whatever our life is inviting our minds to be engaged in. Our talents, our gifts, our dharmas, so available. And it's a sweet option. You know, what I love about this is that this has nothing to do with high vibe or low vibe, nothing to do with densities or dimensions or frequencies, or if your chakras got fixed or aligned, or if your Merkaba is working or spinning in the right directions. So all of that wonderful and exciting and adventurous, and we have all infinity to explore all of that majesty. And when it comes to wholeness and peace, there is absolutely no condition. It's just what is. It's just what is. So kind to meet all appearance with this love that we don't have to cultivate even or muster. It's just the fragrance of your being. The roses may not be as fragrant as they used to be, but you as consciousness itself, oh Lord have mercy.
Okay, question.
Hey, love.
Hi, love. All right, so in a way what you're saying is it's like watching a movie. When we watch a movie,
Yeah.
we have lost ourselves in the movie. We're
How
watching
exciting.
the movie, and everything on the screen feels real. You
Yes,
can feel
so
the
fun.
love and the excitement and the scariness,
Yes.
and whatever. But there's still the watcher of the movie
Right.
who's aware,
Right.
but is not the movie.
Right.
And so as we are going through life, in a way, we're watching the movie of our life, but there's still the observer of it. Even though we feel like we're an actor in it, our body's going through the motion, maybe. I'm here right now. I've decided to come here. This is part of my movie. But I'm still observing. There's the observer that stands and watches everything and accepts it all. Is that kind of what you're saying?
So beautifully put. That's a really wonderful space to start getting familiar with the observer that you are, the awareness that you are. That's even aware when the observer's on or when the observer's off. Right? And this movie, as we allow ourselves to get more and more familiar with this aware stability, that apparent movie is seen as more and more spacious and not as solid as we imagined it to be. So even there's no projector, there's no film, there's no yesterday movie, tomorrow's movie. All of that is but an appearance.
Would you say then, like, that what right at this stage one might call the images and the awareness starts to become one? So all appearances have the same taste of quality. We recognize in phenomena, awareness itself arising, inseparable from the awareness that we had perceived as perceiving something. Like it's all one arising, essentially.
It's super
I'm like, tell me where we're
exciting.
going here, buddy.
Super
What am
exciting.
I in for?
I have a question.
Did I make sense on that question?
Well, let's explore. But for a moment, would one of you be willing to turn the air conditioner off? Yes. Just leave the off. And can you, would you like a cover, a blanket? You're good. Okay. Just put it on off. It'll turn off. Yeah, the middle one. Yeah. Thank you, love.
So my question didn't make sense.
Your question is absolutely perfect.
Okay.
Would you be willing to say it again exactly the way you just said it?
I'll try. Just that what I'm hearing, like it was a similar answer you had for me of like that. What a wonderful aspect of the path where you start to notice awareness turning on and off, observing phenomena, like as if there's this screen of awareness and then there's the arisings. And I was asking as if that's a stage that as the path unfolds, so to speak, that phenomena itself has the same taste. It occurs to us as having the same inherent taste as awareness itself, meaning there's no separation between what arises and awareness, the watcher. Like there becomes a union there, is my kind of question. I mean, that's my sense of the
so
thing.
instead of it becoming a union, it is revealed to, oh wow, it's always only ever been the union.
When I mean becoming,
and
I mean
the different
it's revealed,
tastes are all part of it.
Right.
So if there's a sense of it all becoming this homogeneous awareness, that's also just a point of view appearing in awareness.
Yeah.
So in the all-inclusive, balanced view of this open, loving presence, all the different stages are happening at once. All the different flavors are here, and there's such a willingness to like, be with whatever's appearing.
Yeah, because sometimes it can be everything in the kitchen sink, and sometimes it's nothing at all. And there's just this like total kind of, do you feel like it's like going for a ride kind of?
Or there's this just massive celebration. Of being. Oh, look, infinity gets to infinitely experience itself in infinite ways for all infinity.
It's like celebration.
Like, oh, this too. Oh, this too. Oh, this too. Oh, like this too. Oh, this too. Oh, this too. Oh, now I'm sitting. Now I'm eating some celery. And now I'm having some Reese's Pieces. And now this is happening.
I mean,
this happening.
That is what it seems like it's going on for
That's
you.
What it just...
which is like, which I like. But, you know, I have the suspicion that every, insofar as we appear and are individuals we all have these flavors, right? So I think it's different for everyone, that the form of how they celebrate, it could be completely different for one person. It could be walking down the road for 10 years and then you meet a bunny and you just save that bunny's, like, you know what I mean? There's just no way you could compare.
Oh my gosh.
That person could walk silently for 10 years
How
without speaking a word. Yeah.
How exciting that everything announces the presence of awareness.
Yeah.
No matter what. Everything is announcing this moment. Yeah.
Thanks.
Sorry, I'm so silly. Are you tired of me? No, I'm like feeling you fully.
I love that. You're so cute. It's perfect.
Do you want this next?
I don't. You look like you got the moon in your eyes, girl.
She does. So let me ask
Ojos
this
llenos de
question.
lunas.
So we're watching Israel bomb Iran bomb Israel. And we have these feelings. So these feelings are arising.
Absolutely. Thank goodness we have feelings.
Right.
Yes.
And at the same time that all these heavy feelings are arising and we feel called to action, like we should go march or we should go call senators or we should go out and do something crazy.
Right.
We're still at that place where we're observing our emotions, not with no emotion, but with embracing them, knowing that this is part of a play or a scene in front of us of creation. So it's I'm asking, I guess, this question, is that how you see things? When you get upset about something and you're really moved with something, are you still in that place of observing the emotion and embracing it with sweetness, but still removed from it?
I'm going to read you a poem that I just recently wrote that speaks to your question. That speaks to your question. I've been writing a lot of poems that speak to you. Well, there's the grief. There's a grief that doesn't belong to one person. but moves through us all, a sacred ache for the suffering of our beautiful human family. Today my heart feels heavy, and the cries coming out of Los Angeles from our precious Latino community being torn apart by ICE agents, families separated, dignity dismissed as if love has borders and belonging can be revoked. And I feel the piercing sorrow of Gaza, where children are not numbers and peace feels like a memory too fragile to hold. Each life sacred, each heart sacred, each prayer a whisper in the dust. And I see Greta and her crew, a young voice of fierce clarity and immeasurable courage, mocked and arrested for refusing to look away, for daring to care too much in a world anesthetized by convenience. And even in the face of this pain, I remember discomfort gets displaced. Discomfort gets displaced. Fear becomes policy, unmet wounds shape distorted realities, and the tragic innocence of world leaders, ICE agents, and warmongers acting out from generations upon generations of unquestioned assumptions is still the same life, same awareness, same consciousness, crying for contact, for awakening, for rest, longing for this rest. We don't ever excuse the harm, but we do take a moment and tell the truth about consciousness. Dressed in 1,000 costumes of confusion and clarity, playing out its forgetting and remembering, from the eyes of freedom we do not look away. We see the dream and we love it awake. We feel the pain and we remain as the love that never turns its face. So I bow to the mothers weeping in detention centers, holding lullabies in their throats and hope in their trembling hands, navigating unbearable loss with unshakable love, to the souls buried in silence, the forgotten, the disappeared, those whose names were never known, but whose existence hums quietly through the bones of the earth, to the children who still choose to sing, even in rubble, even behind bars, their voices defying despair, proving again and again that joy is a revolutionary force. To Greta and her crew's brave heart, the youth who carry ancient wisdom, who shake the cages of apathy with the roar of conscience, who teach us that no soul is too small to rattle the world awake. To those causing harm, blind to the harm within themselves, whose actions are echoes of ancestral trauma, whose cruelty is a shield for unmet sorrow, who, like all of us, long to feel safe in their own skin, even if they've forgotten who they were, who they are, even if they've forgotten how to love. To the one appearing as all, the jailer and the jailed, the protester and our world leaders, the land and the bomb, the scream and the silence, the vastness behind every face, playing hide and seek with itself. May this heartbreak deepen our availability. May it soften the walls around our shared humanity. May we act from wholeness and not from fear. May we act from wholeness and not from fear. Does that help with what you asked? Thank you so much. So just because there's none, you're here. And, the next day, this poem came through. Sometimes we get confused in this non-duality space of there is a no not born of fear, but of fierce remembrance. A no that rises not like a fist, but like a flame, carried from the altar of the ancestors, steady in weathered hands. It does not scream to be heard. It hums with the thunder of every mother who ever shielded her child with her body. of every lover who stood between a bullet and the beloved. This no is sacred. This no is sane. It is the medicine of boundaries spoken by the soul when the world forgets its face. It is the refusal to normalize cages, massacres, displacement, genocide, and the desecration of bodies made in the image of the infinite. It says, no, not in my name, not in the name of God, nor prophet, nor progress, nor peace that silences pain without inviting a deeper conversation, nor peace that silences pain without inviting a deeper conversation. This no is love with its boots on, its heels on. It plants itself in the middle of injustice and refuses to move unless it's toward liberation. This no is a yes to every tree that still dreams of fruit, every river that remembers how to sing, every child who deserves a sky without drones. Let this no fly straight from your chest, sharp and clear as a hawk's cry over broken land. Let it be heard by the ones who forgot how to listen. Let it return us to the truth that to be fully human is to refuse to be numb to another's suffering. A no like this is not an end. It is the beginning of a world that remembers how to care. A world that remembers that deeper than distorted modern concepts such as borders, nations, us, them, yours, and mine, all made up imaginary lines, is the truth of family, of neighbor, of fellow human beings, of mothers and fathers and tíos and tías, a love pouring out, refrescante como agua fría. This no says, I see you. I grieve with you. Your life is not collateral. Your home not a chess piece. Your sorrow not abstract. This no is how love learns to walk upright in a world that keeps falling asleep. This no is not a wall. It is a river redirecting the flow. It is the unshakable boundary of the awakened heart saying with full presence, not this, not again, not ever. Because we remember before we were citizens, we were siblings. Before we were history, we were here. Before language, before maps, before flags, there was only one country, the country of the human heart. And so we say it without apology, without shame, no, with the power of 10,000 grandmothers wailing and praying at once, no, as an act of devotion, no, as a beginning, because sometimes no is the most complete and holy way for what's truer than true to say yes to itself. Oh, thank you. Thank you, love.
I've had to be that no, like I've had that. It's not easy in a world that has forgotten this sacred thing that you're saying. It's like takes so much courage. Like we aren't taught
Right.
by our parents anymore, or
Right.
we have to say no to our own parents.
Right.
But there's like this flame of knowing that we were born
Yes.
with. It's like we know we have to protect and we have to speak to, but sometimes it's like against all fucking odds.
I hear that. I hear that. Yeah.
And in a secret way that no one will celebrate, like Greta on a boat, like
Right.
nobody sees and nobody knows, but you just go with that flame because you have to. There's no other choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. So,
I want everyone to hear it.
oh, thank you, love.
Yeah. I want everyone to feel it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Remember it because they know that's why it works. We do know. That's why you can say no because you're speaking to the part of whoever it is that also knows in their core that it's no.
Right.
It's a service. It's a service to
Right.
them.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. I so hear you. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, we all feel it. We know when we hear what's available to us and what's another expression of I love you and kindness and reverence. And know, like many bumper stickers on a Prius say, is a complete sentence. Yeah. Do you have a song you want to sing? Can you please pass her the microphone, even if it's some kind of improvised something?
Ah, 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 home. I have a little more song. Can I sing a little more?
Oh, beloved, yes.
Fill the room with light. We can see your glow, basking in your eyes, so bright. Wake from your cocoon, hear the song of birds. Now your heart is always home. Come home, come back home. If together or alone, wake from your cocoon, hear the song of birds. Now your heart is always home.
Thank you. Now your heart is always home. I told you it's a love jacuzzi. I'm like, I play. I know. Ooh. Yeah, there's room for it all. Mm. The joy, the joy, the joy. Mm.
I know. Even for me.
Keep fast, nothing the microphone.
I said that was so
That
nothing.
was so nothing.
It was everything.
It was everything.
I like that.
I love that.
Oh my God, can I use that phrase in a song? Not now. I gotta work.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that line. Oh.
So good.
That's the reality.
So
So
good.
nothing.
It's
It's everything.
everything. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, love.
So I'm very new to this practice,
Yeah.
and my body wants to move during the whole thing.
I love that. Yeah.
Is that
So welcome.
it does feel welcomed. And my question is it common? Or is it meant to be in the like feeling it within the containment of the stillness?
I love this question. Yeah. In different traditions, it can be different things. In my experience, I so encourage and love to allow the body to do what it needs to do, you know? And we're not familiar, and it's not such a common thing that we come together in this collective welcome. This collective welcome allows for all kinds of energies to be released from our bones, our soul marrow. And so it's so beautiful to trust that movement. You know, purging happens. It's like, and we discover that we are not the ones getting liberated, but our very presence is the liberator. And what gets liberated is not us, we are freedom itself. But the energies get liberated, the energies get celebrated, the bodies move. So it's so appropriate for a body to do what it needs to do, to move how one needs to move. Let them shoulders do what the shoulders need to do. Just, yeah. Yes, it's like, all right, Shakira, Shakira. Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah.
Actually, on that, can I bring up a little follow-up?
Okay.
You know, I brought a friend last week.
You brought a friend
I
last
brought a
week.
friend, an acquaintance, and she left, and she's like, "Well, you know," and I think it's okay. I'm asking because I was like curious what you'd say. I wish
Yeah.
you'd had asked you, but it was like whatever. She's like, you know, basically coming from religion, I feel like, you know, like you're all sitting here and Ash has the answers and everyone's looking to Ash as the, like it panicked her that it was a guru cult religious, and
That's
I
so
couldn't.
exciting.
I know, and I was like, I was like, I've been around gurus and cults, girl. Trust me, girl. I know the difference. But I didn't that. But I mean, the minute you hear yourself saying, "Oh, he's really not a guru. It's not a cult," then you're like,
"Oh shit."
You're like, "Oh shit." You're like, "Trust me, it's not a cult. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's welcome. You can leave whenever you want." And so I know, and I was like, "Oh, I've dug myself in here on this one with this girl." So I was like, that's totally valid. I said something like, "Listen, I think it is important to question things and take your time and do whatever and trust your instincts and trust your soul and just do
Absolutely.
you. And I have no interest in, I just love Ash so much. She's like a friend to me,
Right.
But how would you say if someone was like, you know what I mean? If someone asked you, or
Right.
because also last week it happened, like this week, no, but last week, you had a survivor of she was a survivor of a fundamentalist Christian background, and you were like, God this, God that, Jesus this, church that, let's pray together, let's hold hands in a circle. And I was like, oh my God, that's great. You're like, let us bow our heads. And I was like, Ash, you never do this. And now we're like in a prayer circle, like,
How perfect.
Let us pray, dear God, for all the people. And I was like, look at her. And so I knew, I was like, it's probably your medicine for in this moment, because it was like rubbing her, God this and God that. So anyways, kind of curious how you'd respond for the Christian, the people who are allergic to God and the people who want freedom, but who are allergic to that word or the terms, or, how do you speak on that? Or could you, or does it even matter? I mean, what do you say, girl?
I love that everybody gets to have their own experience. It's such a joy, It's such a joy for everyone to have their own experience. And in their willingness to be vulnerable, to share that experience is such a gift. It allows for such openness, such possibility. And also for them to just have anyone to have their own experience. We all live in our own universe, which is so much fun. And until we don't, and super exciting. Yeah, I'm so available for all the things, and so available to listen, like at any moment. One of my big things that I really love talking about from this space is the tendency for cults to happen, the tendency for abuse of power to happen, the tendency for all kinds of unfortunate atrocities that arise from the enlightened mind, the enlightened ego. And so that's why I love speaking to this, oh Lord, and speaking out about the tendency of those things. And also that's why I have 3 favorite words: available. So this is my cult. Available, the cult of availability, the cult of willingness, and the cult of vigilance. I love the word vigilance. For me, it's like, I love how Papa G uses the word, another cult uses the word vigilance till the last breath. Vigilance till the last breath. And I find that very, very, very sweet. It's such a real thing to be aware of, to have an awareness of how mind works. So in my experience, there's no part of me sitting up here that ever thinks that I have anything that anyone else doesn't have. I mean, it's like, hello, we are no thing pretending to be something. And there's no awareness in this side greater or that side greater. To everyone, wisdom equally distributed, awareness equally distributed.
And yet there is a sense, and yet I agree with you. Like, I can sense and taste even the awareness of of all of us right now.
Yeah.
And yet there is a sense, like fireflies to a flame, like there is a sense.
And I bow to that as well. So in other words, I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I recognize that in the apparent unfolding of things,
You be the teacher.
I have I like to say things.
Oh, that's as far as you'll go, is it?
And I'm available until it's just so clear that, oh yeah, no more this little YouTube thing or this little light thing or this little microphone thing or this little, welcome to satsang thing. It's amazing that
Oh no, you ain't
there's
going nowhere,
still this,
baby. Don't worry about that.
but it's so
We're-
fun. Like, it's fascinating to me that there's like, the most hilarious thing to come together and notice. And yes, it's really such a fascinating, strange, and beautiful phenomena, for sure.
So what happens when nothing changes?
Nothing.
This is it.
Hey. Planets are just plankton floating in a sea of omnipresent mystery. Those who claim to know it rarely ever show it. They are just as lost as you and me. Doctors, lawyers, politicians and professors of modern science, the oppressed and the oppressors, hey, religious leaders, the gurus and the shamans, everybody has one thing in common. We are nothing, oh no, pretending to be something. We are nothing, oh no, pretending to be something. With the birth of language, names give false protection. We are pathological. Every war is with ourselves. We are family on a cell, spinning through the veins of the unknown. And doctors, lawyers, politicians, and professors of modern science, the oppressed and the oppressors, religious leaders, the gurus and the shamans. Everybody has one thing in common. We are nothing, oh no, pretending to be something. Hey, we are nothing, oh no, pretending to be something. I am nothing, no, yeah, pretending to be something. Hey, am nothing, pretending, 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 to be something. Shoo. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. A sweet beloved made it for me after a ceremony we did. So sweet. Whoa, bruh. Oh, Lordy. Ay, Dios mío, ay, Dios mío. Wow, what a beautiful satsang. Thank you, love, so much. Thank you, we're done. It was so good. Thank you, thank you. You're so welcome. Judah, I just want to make a little announcement. And that little announcement is, a ver. For July, you tell the truth. July, you tell the truth. Is it July? Yeah, no, it is July, the 5th. On the 5th of July. So on the 5th of July, we're doing a non-dual psilocybin immersion from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Ceremony, and it'll be using psilocybin, so there's not a lot of prep time. And it's a one-day experience. Psilocybin, you can just walk out. It's not like ayahuasca. So it's on the 5th. And from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., satsang, psilocybin, mats, music, live DJ, live Icaros.
From you?
Yes, spontaneous poetry. And yeah, and it's only limited to 6 beloveds. So it's an intimate experience. Mm-hmm.
Baby, I'm going to LA, baby.
I'm so glad you're gonna be in LA, boo. LA could use a little bit of clay in their lives.
I'm gonna bring it.
Oh, I love that. I so love that.
I'm gonna try to bring it.
You most certainly are. You're gonna bring everything.
I wish I would be there.
And then also, usually I'm traveling a lot, but I'm here, which is fun. So Monday, I'm here next Monday, and the Monday after that, and the Monday after that, for a satsang moment. So yeah, thank you, Les, for being here.
Gone for a couple days, right, in July for the birthday, and then
Right, and then I'm back on Monday. Mm-hmm.
that's so awesome.
I know, so happy. Thank you, love, so very much. Bye, beloveds. Thank you, love, online.
Oh, so not that I want to kiss your feet. No, multiple people, Ash, have been like, if Ash with
Uh-oh.
women, don't you think he'd be your perfect partner?
Oh, I saw
And I was
that.
like, yes, I do. Multiple people see like pictures of us, and they're like, is that your lover? And I'm like, I wish that was my lover. Honestly, disgusted. I mean, I wish. I don't know why I just said that. Oh, it's because sometimes I want to kiss your feet when it's like I have this real like, kind of thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Turn off the record.